Okay, just off the top of your head, what are some of the things you want to do?
Well, I'd like to travel. I'd like to go on a cruise, a car cruise up the coast. Maybe see my old friend and writing partner, Rod Ash. Go up there with my friend, Tom Kramer. Because we always have a good time when we're cruising, traveling, laughing, joking.
Mark wanted you to know that this isn't him. It's just his body dying of cancer. And it's not the Mark I remember either. The Mark I remember is a Mormon surfer kid from Southern California who grew up to be a comedy writer in Hollywood, have 2 great kids, and make a lot of people laugh. And I'll never forget the day when Mark, a Mormon, dropped me, a Catholic, off at a Hasidic Jewish drug treatment center known as Chabad. I was at my bottom, and I had nowhere else to go. 6 months later, after I graduated the program and started to live my new sober life, Mark had new problems to deal with. It started as just a little spot on his lungs, and it was giving him a cough, and he went in to see the doctor, and after a series of tests, it turns out Mark had cancer not only in his lungs, but up and down his spine and all through his brain. They weren't even thinking about how they could keep him alive so much as how they could control the pain. He immediately started mega doses of radiation and Oxycontin.
And so we really haven't improved your pain at all since last week.
No.
All right, then we need to jump up significantly on your pain medicine. And you know, I'm going to add a second pain medicine. It's actually a pain patch, okay?
I mean, what do you say to someone who finds out they only have a short time left to live? I said, Mark, look on the bright side. You don't have to pay back rent. You don't have to pay the $250,000 you owe to the IRS. You don't have to quit smoking, and you don't have to go on that diet. As a friend, what can I do to help, which isn't that much. But one of the things is we came up with, there's 50 things he wants to do before he dies. And this video is one of them. And that's where his final journey begins. So Mark and I came up with this idea that everywhere we'd go on this journey, we'd buy a lottery ticket. Maybe, just maybe, his luck was changing.
Or Toyota, and I stopped myself and remembered that I was supposed to say I
How'd we do?
And Toyota.
We didn't win anything. Crossing Over is my favorite show. He talks to the dead.
Mark took advantage of this documentary to set a few things straight.
You know, what really drives me crazy is people who use cell phones in the supermarket. Well, they've got the spicy jack cheese, and they've got the grated cheese, and Swiss, the kind of drivers I hate are slow drivers. I mean, sometimes you wonder how the car can even go that slowly. When my dad died, nobody gave me a lot of dough. When my mom died, nobody gave me a lot of dough. When I die, nobody's going to give anybody I know a lot of dough.
The first time he called me up after he got the results, and he said, I said, what's the news? He goes, what the fuck do you think the news is? I got cancer. Can you believe it? Friends Laurent and Dan joined me in taking Mark to a Neil Young concert. We picked him up at his ex-wife's home, where he was staying during radiation treatment. His son Brett just got back from Iraq, where he served as a Navy Seabee. But Mark's adventure was just beginning.
Hope you guys can get tickets.
Neil Young.
Neil Young. Neil Young.
Crazy horse. You gotta ask her, where's the scalpers? Where's the scalpers?
The front is up near the front.
Scalper.
We need 4 scalp tickets, please. 4?
Piece of face, it's 75 each.
Okay, ready?
We're ready.
We're ready.
Off to see Neil.
That concert sucked.
Yeah, it sucked.
Okay, next stop, Vegas.
We got to talk. We talked about what it's like to be told you're dying. And I said, do you want to do this video, this documentary? He says, yeah, it's fun. great. You know, he gets to have fun, and I told him, I said, Mark, I'm gonna miss you. I said, and he said, I'm gonna miss you too. Did anybody tell you you're pregnant?
Yes, they did. You couldn't tell, huh?
I soon realized that making this documentary isn't so much for Mark, but for me. I had a lot of people in my life die. Both parents, all 4 grandparents, my dog, my AA sponsor, and I was never there for any of them at the time they died. I didn't know how to deal with death, and I'm not even the one dying.
All done. Finally, my mouth is pretty dry.
With radiation treatments over, Mark went back to living with his brother and nephew in Apple Valley. There is no valley, there are no apples, unless you buy them at the grocery store. What Mark liked to call the armpit of Southern California. But nothing mattered more to Mark than a visit by his children, Brett and Tracy.
This is my beautiful daughter, Tracy.
Go, Boilers, go! Go, Boilers, go! I was cheering in there. Can you hear me? I'm one of the baton twirlers for Purdue.
Oh, do you have a baton with you?
I don't. I didn't bring any home. Hey.
On this day, Mark surprised his kids with a trip to the nearby cemetery.
Roy Rogers, number 33.
Where are the little horseshoes? You see those on the horse?
Oh, it's over here. Right?
No.
So what did your dad teach you growing up that helps you now in college?
To work hard and not to give up on your dreams.
Would you like to retire someday to Apple Valley?
No. I don't know about that.
I picked up Mark in Apple Valley to take him to Las Vegas to meet up with his son Brett. The trip was made possible by Chabad, partly in thanks to Mark's help at the annual Chabad Telethon, where Mark volunteered to work the phones, all the while dealing with the cumulative effects of radiation poisoning. I'm doing a documentary on this guy who's dying of cancer. When he comes out, could you sing him a happy song?
Sure.
Soon all will be over.
So it's time to have fun. Viva Las Vegas. Okay, here we are on our way to Vegas.
Yeah, zooming to Vegas.
You're taking the fast route.
Zooming to Vegas.
We are on the highway right now.
I'd like to get on a roll, or get somebody that's on a roll, and then parlay with them and make a lot of money. See, that's the key. You got to get out, know when to get out. Hey, Brett, it's Dad. I'm here in the hotel. We're staying here, so if you want to give me a call, I'm in room number 2369. Hey, bud. Hey, Dad. Get up here. How you doing? Good. Yep, this is my son, Brett.
And I'm Brett.
He's a 22-year-old
Yeah.
And where were you the past year?
I was in the desert, getting sunburned in Iraq.
What are you going to remember most about your dad?
Losing a friend, pretty much, you know. A dad, a father figure, you know. Me and him could talk about stuff that I wouldn't talk about with my mom, you know.
He's fallen more.
You know, I don't think it's his, I think it's because he's losing so much weight.
Yeah.
You know, 138, you know, and then to eat what he does, and then, you know, your bones and your muscles, they're not what, you know what I mean? They're not, it's not healthy.
So if you're like in Spain or something and it gets really bad and...
I won't be able to come home until he dies.
Oh, they won't let you home early?
Not until he dies.
You kind of mentioned you wanted me to write your obit for the Writers Guild magazine?
Yeah.
I have no one planned to write mine.
Oh, well, I'll switch it if it turns up that way.
Okay. If I die first, you write mine.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to put in yours? That I should put in yours?
Well, that I died. You might want to mention that.
A boogie board might be pushing a little bit because your bones are a little bit weaker in your back, and if you were to sustain a fall, pretty good fall, which you could boogie boarding like that's...
What if we laid them out like out of longboard, like a big foam, like a surfboard longboard you
Right.
could lay on?
Right, as long as you didn't try to stand up.
I used to surf myself. As a matter of fact, I started when I was about 12 or 13. Went every day during high school. But we didn't have any of this wimpy wetsuit stuff and 3 fins and all that stuff. We roughed it.
Some of the recovering addicts at Chabad formed a boogie board tribe, so we thought it would be right to induct Mark into the tribe as its newest member. Mark would be joining an esteemed group of boogie boarding recovering addicts. Priest, Ghost, Backdraft, Seal, and me, Wildcard. Although Mark was not an addict, he showed potential in the amount of painkillers he was taking daily. All he needed was a nickname. Okay, Mark?
Yep.
Here's gonna be your, we decided, we voted unanimously, you're into the tribe, and your tribal name is Joker.
Joker. I'm honored. I've waited for this for, I promised myself I wouldn't choke up. But it's just such a thrill and such an honor. And that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Mark stayed at Chabad whenever he was in town for a doctor's appointment. Everyone liked Mark and made him feel like he was part of the family. Part of my job was helping Mark with his medication, like this Oxycontin pain patch, which was way stronger than anything I was allowed to take. I take this for pain. This is ibuprofen.
Percocet for pain.
I take these before every big meal. It's carb cutters.
Metformin, hydrochloride. That's for, what do you call it? Diabetes.
This is glucosamine chondroitin, because I have bad knee joints.
This is Prevacid for heartburn.
This is vitamins, multivitamins, antioxidants.
This is Glucotrol XL. That's for diabetes.
Fluoxetine. I take 2 of these.
Effexor XR. Depression.
This is a protein bar. Thanks to some friends, I surprised Mark with something on his list that he never expected to happen. What are your plans on the cruise?
No plans. I don't plan much of anything. I just do.
He's having a great time. He's really enjoying himself on his cruise. He's really glad he went. Of course he's having a great time, because I'm carrying everything. But while Mark was having a great time checking out the ship, getting his appetite back, participating in all the cruise activities, like the emergency evacuation drill, I got a feeling it's not going to go this well if an actual emergency happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now at the embarkation station.
And Tal origami class. Twist it. These are just like the head of the swan here.
You roll it up like this, and this is the head with the tongue hanging out of the dog.
I found myself drowning in a sea of forbidden fun drinks. Everywhere I look on the cruise, there's drinking. And they're all like fun cocktails with umbrellas, and they're different colors, and everyone's having a lot of fun. Everyone seems to be having a lot of fun. So there's no AA meeting. I get dressed, I walk up there. Even the stand-up comic doesn't show up. All in all, considering one of us was always dying for a drink and the other was actually dying, the cruise was a success. While he was still able, Mark and I headed north to Tahoe for a reunion of Mark's old high school buddies. This trip was one last chance to hang out with his lifelong best friends. But more than that, it was a road trip.
26.
How'd we do?
0. Out of all those numbers, we didn't make anything. It's like throwing the money just down the toilet. This is where we stayed in Bishop on our way up to Lake Tahoe. And we stayed because it's AAA approved. And you know how we knew that it would be the best AAA approved in Bishop, California? Take a look across the street. I like taking road trips because it kind of cleans you out. You're out in the open, you're seeing new things, you're traveling, you're moving. Your mind kind of just lets go when you think of all these things that you might normally not think of. But I do believe in an afterlife 100%.
Okay, let me ask you one.
And I believe that you go to your own funeral too. That you're there.
Have you thought about that yet?
My funeral?
Yeah.
No, not too much.
This was probably Mark's last road trip that he'd be doing the driving, and he loved to drive, so I let him. Because even though the trip was through bad weather, over dangerous roads, and he was impaired by brain and spinal cancer, and was loaded on Oxycontin painkillers, I figured he was still a better driver than me.
I'm not afraid of death. Let me put it that way.
Everything's fine. Looks good. Hey, that's fine, man.
You know, you sit on there and they tell you this stuff.
This is not registering, right? You just
Yeah, it's just like doesn't compute, you know.
Yeah, right.
You know, I don't feel that bad. It's not like, oh man, I feel like shit, and so do something about it. It's like, yeah, it's malignant.
So, like, what went through your brain at that point? Christ, I can't fucking imagine.
Like, of fucking course, man.
Are you trying to tell us you got some shitty luck on him?
So he goes back and he says, yeah, you were right. Said you got it, there's a bunch of things in your brain. Said, we talking terminal here? Said, yeah.
Great.
But we'll make you comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, as you said in your email, it'd be a lot more comfortable if you
Yeah,
didn't tell me I was dying of cancer. It'd be a lot better, I think.
Oh yeah.
Rod Ash, Mark's old riding partner and high school buddy, drove down from Washington after picking up friend Gary Irvine in Portland, Oregon. Rod Lowe flew in from Minnesota. Henry drove over from Sonoma, California. They'd been friends for 35 years but haven't seen each other for 10. And this would be the last time they would.
He's been a joker, just like his t-shirt says.
I mean, he hasn't changed.
He's just a great, 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 great friend. He's pretty much is almost always, 90% of the time, up. He's almost always, no matter what the hell happens to him.
He's one of my best friends. He's one of the main guys and my people that I knew my whole life.
Thinking you're not going to see him again puts a little heaviness on it.
I love him, and I'm certainly gonna miss him. Horribly, horribly so.
Man, he's gonna be missed by so many people because
He is. I know. I
he's
told
so
him.
much fun,
I
man.
know.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to say goodbye.
No, Mark was just a sweetheart.
Yeah, we just kind of picked up where we left off and had a great time. And it was great seeing him. So far, I think it's been the best things to do before I die so far.
And with that, it was time to begin our 2-day drive back home.
25, 50-50.
So what do we win?
Nothing.
In Santa Monica, we had another reunion planned. This time, it was with the writing staff of the TV show Fridays, where Mark and I met. Larry David, Larry Charles, Bruce Mahler, Bruce Kirschbaum, and Jack Burns all showed up to support Mark and joke about past glories.
After a year and a half, the show really found its own flavor, and I've had people, critics, of
course they
who,
did. It was
who
better
killed
than
this
that,
show,
yes.
came up and said they liked it better than
It
Saturday
was
Night
better
Live.
than the Harmonic Little Live. Little Live.
By the way, you know what TV Guy did to me?
What? They painted hair.
They painted hair.
I saw that, I remember.
For the first episode, there was
got
an ad for
mad.
the
Yeah,
show,
yeah.
and they painted in hair.
How did it make you feel? If they had asked us to remember it to come up.
Okay.
Hey, good seeing you guys again.
Where are you guys going now? Where do
Home.
you stay tonight?
I'm staying at Tom's.
All right.
Okay, see you, Jack.
You staying with Tom's?
Yeah.
No, hanky-panky.
Hey, good day.
Send in the energy.
Good.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
This is 75 milligrams pain patch. Mark has one on now that's 100 milligrams, but it's almost done. Okay, right next to it.
Yeah, that's fine. You have two of them.
175. Going for a new record. Compared to, you know, a lot of like Guns N' Roses and stuff, it's not that much pain medicine.
No.
How much do you weigh now?
138.
138. Last time?
And when I started, I weighed 215. And that's not even 6 months ago.
That's too fast.
Yeah, that's too fast.
Have any problem with your bowels or your bladder function? In terms of loss of control?
A little bit.
You have a choice that has to be made. Treat it or accept what's happening and live at home with whatever time you have.
Yeah.
And if you did, we could get hospice involved.
Yeah.
But that's your decision, not mine. That's not something I'm going to be I would be wrong to make that decision.
Good news, huh? So it's basically, do I want to die at home or do I want to die in the hospital?
As Mark's prognosis got darker, mine got brighter. I fell in love with Alicia, a gal I met through my friends Laurent and Rachel. We'd been going out for 6 months and I was about to propose marriage.
Is that a them?
Yeah.
Well, they're forever. You're a girl's best friend.
Mark was not only happy for me, but reminisced about how he proposed to his wife Janet.
I just did it at a Joni Mitchell concert.
In the middle of the concert?
I just turned to her and said, you know, why don't we get married? She was stunned.
In the middle of the concert?
Yeah.
In between songs?
Yeah,
or what song?
in between songs.
Yeah. I'm gonna give her the ring tonight, overlooking the City of Angels.
So, you make me the happiest man in the world if you would be my wife.
I brought Alicia to Mark's hospital bed for a celebration. Not for us, but for an award we were about to give Mark. A long overdue award. Helping to present the award was a good friend of ours, Mark Blankfield, star of the TV show Fridays, where we all met 25 years ago.
The Bob Isles Temporary Symbolic Emmy Award for Meritorious Service in Making America Laugh is presented to Mark Curtis Johnson. Presenting the award now is two-time Emmy Award winner Bob Isles.
Get up, Mark. Oh, get up. No, there we are. Great moment. This is really a momentous occasion because I've admired Mark's work for many years. As the introduction stated, I have 2 Emmys. And who needs 2? One's good, the other one just clutters. You're probably entitled to the extra one that I have so that the universe is all even. And Mark, this is for you. Wow. This is a real Emmy, by the way. And those things will stab you, so just be careful with that.
If you do it right.
Tests showed that the cancer had spread too far, even to control the symptoms. So Mark moved home to Apple Valley for hospice care. Hospice care made things easier for Mark. The nurses bathed him, changed his pain patch, and picked him off the floor when he fell on his way to the bathroom. They even helped Mark do something he's wanted to do for years: shave off his mustache. But Apple Valley was too far for his kids to visit on a regular basis. So Mark's son Brett and ex-wife Janet moved him out of Apple Valley and into a care facility closer to Los Angeles, where people like me could visit more often, whether he liked it or not. If you're having a bad day and you need something funny to say, come in room 9.
Don't tell me that because I have a lot of bad days. He's gonna get tired of me. I've been coming in here all day, running back and forth, going in the bathroom.
Makes you smile coming in here, doesn't
Yeah, he's nice, yeah. They're friendly, that's why I feel
Yeah, that's why I come.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here to cheer people up. I had to be dead months ago.
Pull you up.
Boy, you're getting good at this time.
Thank God you're getting lighter. You're getting kind of tired of visitors?
Yes. No more phone calls, no address.
Well, I'm not giving your number out to anybody.
I don't know.
I'll see you Monday.
Okay. Yeah, Monday morning sometime.
Okay. I'll call you first.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. You have a good day?
Mark's favorite comic that he ever wrote for was Jay Leno. He wanted to see him one more time, but by the time I got a hold of Jay through our mutual friend, Amy, Mark was in bad shape. Jay agreed to say a few things on tape that I could play back for Mark when he was conscious. We're in the green room waiting for Jay Leno. We had some of the snacks. We had some soda, but they didn't have cups. I had to look in the counter for some cups. They had some cheese, but it was kind of old. Hi. Jay, have a seat right here. Okay. There's some cheese left. Cheese. I told you it was old. It's old cheese. I shouldn't have recommended it.
I knew Mark. Actually, it was Mark and Rod. They were a comedy. Well, they were a comedy team then. Myself, Letterman, Gene Bronstein, Wayne Klein, who's still on my staff. We would all write jokes for Jimmy Walker, and this was 26 years ago. And we met them, and they submitted some jokes. We said, hey, let's bring him in as part of the team. And we would write jokes, and then because we'd bump into each other, and as our careers sort of went in different directions, everybody kind of moved up, and we touch base occasionally. And very rarely do you meet really nice guys that write good jokes, you know. And he was one of the nice guys. I mean, you could write jokes, and then you could go hang out with him. He wasn't the kind of guy where you'd say, oh, that was a great joke. Let's get out of here. He's driving me bad. This is too intense. He's driving me nuts. He was just a nice guy. I mean, he brought his kids to the show one time a few years back, and he wanted to meet me, and that was nice, and I thought that was great.
What are you doing?
We're going to show you something on TV. We got Jay Leno and Mark together in front of his good friend and ex-wife, Janet. It was a proud moment for Mark, to be remembered that way by Jay. If there's anything you want to say to him directly. Oh, Mark.
He still owe me 20.
Oh,
That's
okay,
so
that's it.
funny. Oh, that's great. You guys just went there today?
Yeah, we
This
came
is
right.
fresh- this is fresh
Came
off the
from
press.
there.
Kidding.
No.
Wow.
Came straight from there. And that was the last night Mark could talk. Let's see how lucky you are. Winning number is 8. Your numbers are 12, 21. Looking for an 8. 16 and 14. Oh, wait a minute. You won. Match any of your winning numbers to win that prize. Uncover a symbol. Automatically win 3 times that prize. Wait a minute. You win $6. You win $6, Mark. $6.
Mark. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Amen. Lord, we thank you this day. We bless you. We ask that you bless Mark. We ask that you be with his son and his daughter and his family.
And I haven't lost my sense of humor. Well, maybe I did a long time ago, but it has nothing to do with, being a little under the weather.
Mark was like my best friend. I've known him for 25 years. He was a really good guy, funny guy. We used to joke a lot about things like that old expression, there's nothing worse than a paper cut. And when he told me he had terminal cancer, he said, but at least it's not a paper cut. Mark Curtis Johnson, interred at Forest Lawn in Burbank, overlooking Disney Studios, because he was always above Disney. After going on this journey with Mark, I can't say how much better I am at dealing with death. But I think Mark left me with a better understanding of what's really important in life. Mark's death reminds me how short and precious life is, and to treasure the time I have left with those I love. Since Mark died, his son Brett left the Navy and married his girlfriend, Chase. Within a year, they gave birth to a baby boy, Austin Curtis Johnson, named after his grandpa. Mark's daughter Tracy bravely battled cancer herself and eventually moved to live near family in San Francisco instead of Apple Valley. I stayed sober and married Alicia, the love of my life. We are both incredibly grateful for each day that we have together. If you ask Mark, what is the best thing to do before you die? His answer would be simple: live.